メロメロおはメロン。meloncollieflaurです。Hello everyone. Welcome, welcome. Good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am meloncollieflaur. You know what today is? Watermelon Wednesday, Melon. スイカ水曜日だよー。That's right. It's Watermelon Wednesday once again. I'll probably do an hour today. Hope everyone's doing well. If you're here, that means you've made it through half the week. Which means half of the week is already over, and you have a little bit left to go before the weekend. Keep up the good work. I'm proud of you, and I'm cheering you on. おはようございます。こんにちは。こんばんは。私はメロンコリーフラワーです。今日の配信はスイカゲームだよー。さあ、行きましょう、メロン。I actually had an update right before this. As I was starting this up, there was an update, and I'm not sure what the update was. Maybe it's just to improve stability, but it hasn't given us back the Halloween version. I kinda get why they took it away, because I guess they didn't want to make it seasonal, but I don't know. It's interesting though. Sorry about that. I was checking to make sure that I unmuted myself. Okay. Let's get back into it. It's been a little bit. It's been a week. So let's see how far I can go. I wonder if there's going to be an update every month or so. I'm not sure why though. More updates than ever before, now that the game has become so popular. I don't know, maybe they've made all of the fruits as heavy as bricks now or something. It kind of seems that way. I could be wrong. But it definitely seems that way. But so far my week has been going well. Just been resting. Been trying to get more streams out there for you guys. I know I've been away for a bit. So I'm trying to bring Pokemon back. I may attempt to do Fuga too. I'm not sure. Or maybe I'll still continue to speed run through Fuga 1. New Game Plus, since it's much easier now. But I definitely want to do that. I want to bring more streams to you guys. Have to get myself out there somehow, right? I'm still a very, very small streamer. So, as you can see, I have a cornucopia of fruit. And I should probably merge more. Maybe just a little bit. But hey, it's almost December. You know what that means, right? The seasonal greetings. And maybe carols? And interesting winter holiday things. I don't have anything in mind as far as it goes for me. I haven't looked into any winter games. Maybe I should, so. Now that I've brought it up, right? The peach still looks funny to me. Okay. I don't know, this game is still mesmerizing to me. I don't know, maybe it just makes me feel at home just a little bit, right? Maybe just a little bit. I don't know. And the music is really nice. Still. Nice. The pineapple is so cute. So jovial. So happy with life. I love the emotions in these fruit. Oh, why did I put that there? It's just funny how the Decapone looks so scared. Like this, right? This is basically the Decapone. It's funny to me. So many apples. Yeah, let's start over. 1347 is okay though, for a beginning. Okay. Let's see. Get the matches going. goal, the short-term goal, is to get to the orange as quick as possible. And to merge the orange as quick as possible. Ah. That'll work. Steady going. Strawberry. Ah, that's fine. Just going to do that. Yeah, I think the fruit are definitely a little bit more weighted. There we go. Okay. Continue to make the oranges and apples. Because they give the most points. Or it's the quickest to the most points, it seems. The peaches! Melon na yan. Okay. Alright, good. So, already past 500. But at the same time, I do have a lot of fruit on my plate, huh? Gotta make more merges. Gotta merge your merge into your SSR fruit. Okay. There we go. But I have too many peaches. See here. Oh! Bikurishita. That actually scared me. That was really funny though. That really took me by surprise. Okay. Oh. That was a bounce. Okay. Oh, hello, Allah. Oh, hi, Melon. How are you? The max score in this game was also like 2800, 2900. I cannot get past it. I cannot get past 28. Never got to 3000. Me neither. It's still really fun though. I'm not good at the method, it seems. I haven't figured out the method. Hope you're doing well today. Welcome to Watermelon Wednesday. Sweika Suyobi. Sweika Suyobi na yon. Hope you're doing well. We're almost at the weekend. Once again. I'm doing well, hope you are too. I'm doing pretty well. I can't complain. I'm trying to stream as much as I possibly can now. I really want to stream more. I want to stream to you guys a lot more. Make myself out there, you know? I really enjoy it, but I don't really know how to approach because I don't use social media well, and I need to get used to doing that. So I mostly use Instagram, and that's really it. So I don't think I want to touch X because that scares me, but I don't know. I didn't have a method either, I just winged it. Okay. That's what I figured. I always thought there was some sort of, like, trick, though. Oh, I don't use social media much either. Okay. I'm just really happy that you happened to find me. You're really fun to talk to, quite honestly. Really great company to have. Especially at the wee hours of the times that I stream. It's an odd amount, or it's an odd number, I guess. And it changes every week, just about. Which is something I can't really help. Maybe I should start making schedules. It's fun talking to you too. The streams are nice. Oh, thank you. I'm really happy to hear that. Trying to make them as comfy as I can. Even though I don't know what I'm doing half of the time. I haven't been here for that. I haven't been here very long. I've been here since July. So, you know. I had a Twitter account way back ago, but I haven't used it in forever. Right, okay. Yeah, I never made one because I've heard so many different things, and it seems like it's supposed to be the best way to get your stuff out there, but at the same time, it's really scary, so I'm not sure. But I know there's other social media out there as well. That's why I said I use Instagram, even though Instagram is probably more of an underground type of thing, so it's not as, I guess it's not as popular or as showy. Ah, Melon! Our first melon of the day. Other than yours truly. So we broke 1,000. But there was an update today. Or, I don't know if it was today, but before I started it today I had an update, so I guess it's stabilizing the fruit more. Less bounce. That's what I see, I think. But I was very surprised at how much this game blew up. This game gets updates. Yeah, this game gets updates. It gets updates. In fact, the first or maybe the second, I think the second update they put out, the first update they put out was to make it where the fruit were a little bit heavier. The second update they put out was a Halloween update in October. And then the third update they took away the Halloween update. I do have a VOD of me doing the Halloween version, or the Halloween set. It was interesting to see that the next update took it away, but I get why. More than likely because it's seasonal. So maybe they're gonna bring out a December one or something. Who knows? But it's very interesting because this game has been out for 2 years, but it didn't get popular until this year, maybe 2 months ago. So I find that to be very interesting. In fact, I found out about it this year as well. When I found out it was on Switch, I said I had to get it. And this was before there was an international release. So my owner ended up getting it for me in Japanese. It bought like a Japanese card and got it for me. And I've been enjoying it ever since. Come on, pear. No. Oh. That works too. Okay. Not gonna get too far this go around, but oh! 16 though. Okay. Berry, strawberry, persimmon, berry, strawberry, cherry, persimmon, grape, persimmon, strawberry, strawberry, cherry, cherry, strawberry, persimmon. I learned about it this year too. I thought it was a new game. It might as well be, right? Especially if I guess it wasn't really known about until now. And it got popular, I guess, now. Look at these top scores. Look at these 7,000s. Look at the 9,000s, right? The caps. Yet I can't even get past 27. Well, yeah, 27, actually. A lot of people like to compare this game to like Tetris, which I can kind of see, since you're clearing an area as well. 7,000? Yeah, even 9,000. The cap, somehow. There may be a stream or so of somebody doing it. I haven't seen it though. I should probably take a look. But just remember, your score will differ every single time you try it. It's hard to replicate a previous score unless you have a good method. Do they get 3 watermelons? They must do. They almost have to, I would assume. I don't think watermelons merge though either. At least I haven't seen. I haven't watched. I think they just stack on top of each other maybe. But I haven't seen anyone get 2, so I don't know. I've only gotten 1. But I definitely need a better method. Grape, cherry, strawberry, grape, strawberry, persimmon, strawberry, cherry, decapon, persimmon, grape, persimmon, decapon, strawberry, cherry, grape. Okay. I know there have been a lot of clones of this game too. That's how popular this has gotten. Now it has its own genre. It now has Suika-likes. It now has Suika-likes. Hololive has its thing. And I think a lot of there's some other ones as well. So it's very interesting to see how much it's blown up. Like the Among Us times. I think so. Anything that becomes popular ends up getting many clones, it seems. Every single streamer was playing it. Yeah, exactly. And when I saw it, I was like, this game is perfect for me. Almost literally. So I had to. And that's why I continue to play it each Wednesday. It's relevant in more ways than one for me. Sometimes it's hard to put down, even though it's been out for so long. Okay. Oh, I have 3 peaches. That's not good. Reminds me of those old Flash games. Oh yeah! Yeah, there were so many of them. I remember. We didn't question the quality, we were just having so much fun. I remember them. Wow, that makes me feel old. But it was the time. We just had to be there, I guess. There was a snake game for Flash. I remember trying to get the max score. Snake game. That seems familiar, I think. I think I know what you're talking about. Is it also... I got it and one day later it got beaten. Oh. Now that's reminding me of Slither.io. Slither, yeah. A little bit. 'Cause I remember when that was really popular at the time too. Not long ago, actually. Maybe a year ago? Maybe half a year ago? I'm not sure, it's been a while. But it was funny. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. And then a lot of people would join the servers and lag it because they see their favorite streamer playing it, so they get on too. Interactive games. Whoa! Oh! I've created a funnel. Somehow. Nice. Okay. Move over. No, wrong way. There we go. No, no. Ah. Oh, oh, what? Ah. It's not gonna move that way. Oh well. Okay. I was playing backpack battles a bit recently. Oh, what's that? I've never heard of that before. What is that? Do tell. Metal, 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 metal. Metal, metal. Okay. Good. Okay. Uh, 15. Let's just line it up. Get matches on the way. Lots of decaphones. It's a game where you buy items and fit them into your backpack. You have spaces in the backpack like a Tetris grid. Then you battle other players in a turn-based battle. Oh, that sounds interesting, actually. It almost feels like a 3D Tetris sort of situation. I'm not sure. The battle itself is automatic, so the gameplay is making the best backpack possible. Oh, okay. I see. You build it and then the results will be shown afterwards. It's almost like Big Bang and Puyo Puyo Tetris, it seems. I think. Okay. Oh, nice, 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 nice. Here. Berry, persimmon. Okay. Interesting. Squeeze. Okay. Items in the backpack have abilities, like make items around it 20% faster, so you try to figure out the best way to fit everything you want in the best position. Okay. This definitely sounds interesting. And very tactical too. Okay. You here and you here. And then see where to go from here. It also has that flash game vibes with the simplistic art. Oh, like the plastic gradient type or base gradient. That's pretty funny. Like it's like a mobile game feel now, I guess. Okay. Yeah, it's like that. Okay. Right on the nose there. When it has that specific style, there are ranks to it, which is funny. That makes it more, it does make it more fun. It makes it more addicting. I guess it's really funny when you think about it, because there were a lot of games back in the day that were score-based. So you would try to get the best score. And then as years went by, the score thing went away. And now it kind of came back, right? And it's become addicting all over again. It's funny how everything old becomes new again. Like a fad, you know? It's very interesting. Oh. Yeah, pixel art games too. Yeah, because pixels don't age. Pixels will always stay looking great. Oh, the cherries. The cherries going mental. Get me out of here. Nah, the cherry enjoys it. Look at that face. Okay. As I just spin. Okay. At least I'm consistently hitting 13 now. Now I have to figure out how to consistently hit 20 or 2000. Oh! I have to be careful. I don't want cherries skyrocketing like it did once before already today. Cherries like to go to space. Oh. Okay. Oh. Oh wow. Okay. Nice clearing. Interesting. I'm at 18 now, somehow. That probably won't last very long, but wow, I did not expect that. That domino effect. Okay. Ah, I was so close to 2000. Okay. That's what I really want to learn. I want to learn to be able to make a slope. It's interesting how the early 3D has aged compared to pixel art, like you said. Yeah, because, like I said before, for some reason pixels don't age. Nice try. Thank you. 3D gets better based on look, But since pixels are squares, it's kind of because they're like almost like base squares, so it's kind of difficult trying to kind of change it, because once you change it slightly, it's basically not pixel anymore for some reason, the style of it anyway. With 3D, there's a lot that goes with it, like with Mario 64, for example, the polygons are very low, very sharp, and then you have games like, I don't know, Mass Effect or something, where it looks full-on somewhat realistic. You can see that it's rounder, you know, to look closer to real human life, I guess. But with pixels, they're just pixels. Even whether it's in a 2D space or 3D space, it just seems to work. Heck, even like Paper Mario style somehow works really well because of that style in itself, I guess. Even though there's a style difference between the first one and the second one, but everything in that game is still technically 3D. I prefer the pixel games to the realistic 3D ones in general. I do too. They each have their niche and role. There are some games within each category that I do like, and some that I have never touched. But it always seems that you're always trying to improve 3D, or at least you're trying to improve the frames. 60 frames, 120 frames. Get like an ultra 4K HD monitor of some sort. Feel like you're actually there, you know? Interesting. Wah! Nice jump. One thing about realistic 3D is that it's easy to mess up, and it looks very silly. Exactly, because it becomes uncanny, and then it just doesn't work, because you're like, this kind of looks real, but it's not functioning the way that real would work. But you at least know with cartoony that it is cartoony, and it'll be silly. Ah. Wow. Let's see. But when it's properly pulled off, it looks amazing. I agree 100% with that. You can like feel the texture on the screen, along with the emotion of the characters as well. It really does feel like you're actually there. Particularly for sceneries and stuff. Right, yeah. Very story-driven type games. I like base games, honestly. They've been trying to improve upon that 3D more and more, like, always. So, and that's the thing, I think that's one of the reasons why people have the debate over retro versus new age, I guess. Or like, what makes a game? Is it the story? Is it the quality? How many frames? How well does it play? How much does it immerse you? Stuff like that. And there are some people who can play games in a series, but say that they'll play some of the newer games in the series, but not the older, because they don't want to play retro, which I guess is a different style, both in play and look. So I guess it bothers them a bit. Ah. Okay, we're back. My microphone was acting weird. It just stopped working. I apologize. That's embarrassing. But I'm back. Thank goodness. Yatata. Alright. So where was I? Order games, virtual games, still complete. And it's all in the game you buy, nothing else needed. Right. So, that's one thing I want to talk about too. So, I do remember that when games released back in the day, they were complete. And there wasn't anything called downloadable content. There may have been expansion packs and whatnot later, but you didn't need like a day one patch or anything like that every time a game released. When the game released, that's what it was. If bugs happened, then I guess they found out later, and then they would maybe release, if they released the game again, they would release a, what is it called? A revision copy, I guess, to fix some of that. Version 1, version 2, and so on. But now, any game that does exist, whether it's released on console or computer, there's always a day one patch or a day one update. So it's very interesting to see that basically, I guess it's like, I mean, I don't really know why that's the case, really. Maybe it's to see if the game will work properly on the hardware it's supposed to be performing on, even though the game itself isn't made on that hardware, even though it's going to be made with that hardware in mind. For example, games will come out, or the games are being made, and they're going to be ported to different systems. But you'll notice that with certain systems or different systems that some games are laggier on those systems than others because it seems like that system can't handle it, even though it was made to do so. 13,000. So then you're like, well, why is that the case? And it could be that the developers didn't realize that the tech of a different system wasn't going to work, I guess? Or that's gonna be buggy. Some notable things for certain, for Switch, right? They'll say, oh, we've ported these games to Switch from other systems. And one of the first things that people complain about is the frame rate. How much it pulls the system. When the system should be able to actually handle it fine, but it seems that it doesn't. So this also leads me to believe that every game, as of now, when it's being developed and tested, it's being used on what I like to call beefy PCs. But these games are being developed for consoles, which are not beefy. And not everyone has a beefy PC either. And when you get that game for PC, how many gigs are they usually? Over 100, right? Remember when it used to be only like maybe 3 or 4 gigs? Maybe 5, maybe 10? Now you're going to be hitting half a terabyte at some point for these games. The game itself, right? Why is that? Like, maybe VR I could somewhat understand just a little bit because it takes a lot of resources to make that work, but it seems like all of the games now are over 100 gigs. That's a lot. That's a lot to download as well. Once again, not everyone has a beefy PC. That was an interesting turn of events there. Oh, that brings me to another thing. Speaking of not everyone has a beefy PC. If you use Windows, I don't know, because I know some people also use Mac, but if you use Windows, usually with Windows there are updates. The PC game of 1 gig when I was a kid was very high. Exactly! Because everything was being calculated as megabytes, I think, at the time. So if you got like those 8 gigabyte or 4 gigabyte flash drive, zip drive, USB drives, you thought you had a lot, you know? And it was nice to take around everywhere. And now it's like you could take, I guess, a SATA or like just a little external terabyte drive or 2. But what was it? There was something else about the beefy PC thing. I'm trying to remember, but I don't remember. It will come back to me because it's relevant. Beefy PC. Turn of events. Development. Huh. Chrono Trigger 20... Was this me? 20 hour plus RPG is probably like 3 megabytes. True. I could see that. But it was also like... Isn't that Super Nintendo, I think? Or are you you're talking maybe a remake, maybe? Either way, that is still kinda small, yeah. Now that I think about it. Oh man, what was it I was going to say? Terabyte, download. Beefy. Oh, now I remember. So, with Windows, right? Usually you can upgrade your old PC to a newer version of Windows. Windows 11 is probably the one Windows that I've ever like had an issue with, where it will say that your computer, if it's an older computer, that your computer cannot upgrade to this because basically it's too old. So what is it that's in Windows 11 that's making it be that way? Granted, I do have a different computer with Windows 11 on it. It's like an all-in-one computer. But as far as what I'm using to stream from, it's still Windows 10. And it can't upgrade to Windows 11. Granted, it's an older PC anyway. And I do need to upgrade this PC. But I can't upgrade it to Windows 11. Granted, people are having issues with Windows 11 because there's always going to be some sort of an issue with the newer OS until bugs are fixed. But I always like installing a newer OS just because it's fresher, the computer runs faster. Nice breath of fresh air, nice coat of paint, you know? But that's weird to me that we've reached the era of your PC needs to be basically the cost of a house mortgage, I guess. I still miss Windows 7 a bit. Windows 7 was really good. Windows 7, I guess would be considered the pinnacle of greatness. It was definitely an upgrade from Windows XP. Granted, it went from Windows XP to Vista, and no one liked Vista, of course. But in all honesty, Windows 7 is technically an upgraded service pack of Vista, but it's still better than Vista. And then Windows 8 came out, and a lot of people didn't like Windows 8. And then Windows 8.1 came out, and then people liked Windows 8 more. A little bit, I guess. But then they skipped to 9 and went to 10. And I guess some people liked 8, or some people liked 10. Our first computer had Vista when I was like 7. Oh, so you're pretty young then. Because I actually remember... You're gonna hate this. But I mean, hey. The Melon doggo has some age. but I actually did use like a 95 and 98 when I was younger. Seems weird, right? I grew up on it. So I actually managed to see through all of these different OSs through time. It was hell because they shipped it with a computer that could not run it. Exactly! Isn't that weird? It's like, it's almost as if they didn't know or something, right? Right? That makes no sense at all. And I'm 25. Oh, okay. Well, okay. So that's not too bad then. That's about right. Actually, never mind. Nice. I went through 95, 98. It was a 1 gig RAM computer. Oh yeah, 1 gig RAM. 1 gig RAM computer with Windows Vista, which is insane. Yeah. That's crazy that you that computer is even ran without 4, right? Without 4 sticks of RAM. What was it? It was 95, 98. I think it, well, I don't know if it was a skip to XP or not, actually. But I know there was like 2000 and Professional and Millennium or something like that. And then there was Windows Vista and 7 and 8 and 8.1 and 10 and 11. The pair is going mental. So it was interesting going through all of those different OSs and going through different like Microsoft Offices for each one and this and that and whatnot. It was very interesting to be a part of that time. Also, nobody in my house knew anything about computers or how to take care of it. So in a few months, it was struggling so much. Oh yeah. I know what you mean. Probably clicked on everything on the internet, right? The 5,000 different download buttons on the web page, thinking that it was the proper one. 15. I could do 2 more of these, especially since I had that hiccup. Plus I'm having fun talking about this sort of thing. It's like a time capsule sort of situation. Full of random programs with 1 gig of RAM and a heavy OS. I remember back when I installed something on my computer that would allow me to get rid of a lot of things that the computer was installing on itself, I guess from the internet. If it had XP, it would probably run fine. Yeah! That's why a lot of people would say that XP was fine. My father used to say that, he's still alive, don't worry, but he used to say that Windows XP was a nice business type of OS, which I agree with. I used to use it a lot for PowerPoint anyway, PowerPoint and Paint, I guess. So that's what I mainly did use that for. XP was super lightweight, so it was good for slow computers. Right. So back then, I didn't know what quote-unquote a slow computer or a fast computer was. I didn't even know you could make upgrades to a computer to make a game run quote-unquote faster or better. I always thought that it was meant to run jittery because it would say on the back of the discs, you know, can run on this OS. And I would pop it in onto the computer and it wouldn't run properly, or rather we thought that that's how it would run. So now everything's running at like 60 FPS when back then you were running on a struggling jittery 2, 3, 4, 5 frames, and you were just happy that the game was running and it was playing because you didn't know any better. So when I learned from other people that they were building their PCs and the game was running at like at like a nice speed. It was mind-boggling to me. I thought computers were like consoles, all the same. Exactly, I did too. That's why I always thought, oh, okay, so you would need to buy a new computer, I guess. Just like a new console. But then you learn that you can actually replace the parts in your computer to make it run better, instead of buying a new computer every time, which is why you invest, basically, into making your computer over, I guess, $5,000 over time if you don't upgrade to a newer computer. Simply because you don't have to, I guess. But I'm not sure how that stuff works, because I don't know if I could just buy a new graphics card and it'll be able to actually work or install properly, because I don't know if it's based on the shape. I don't know how big it is. I don't know if it's as easy as just, you know, clamping it in. And I don't want to mess with anything in terms of soldering, because I know nothing about that sort of thing. So it's very interesting. I know I'm saying it's very interesting, but it is mind-boggling though, because even though I grew up with computers all my life, I still don't really know anything about building them. I've messed with software a little bit, I guess. I wouldn't call myself a techie or anything, but just trial and error and looking up things online, I guess, as I got older and when online was actually functional and not dial-up or something called Net Zero or Juno or whatever. Am I making you feel old yet? I think most GPUs should fit, unless it's the really massive one. Okay. I remember a long time ago, I had like my owner's friend, or I guess ex-friend maybe. I think they had a falling out. Irrelevant though. Had a friend build a new computer, and the old computer was just practically trashed because everything was 100% old. Haven't heard of that. Net Zero. Yeah, it was called Net Zero, or Net Zero or Juno. I think Juno was first. This is what the internet systems were at the time. It was still around the dial-up age, kind of, sort of, or it was getting out of the dial-up age. When I first heard that you could actually use the internet without having to worry about someone getting on the phone at the same time, it was pretty good. It was kind of like first learning about televisions could function without a box. Oh, dial-up gives me shivers. Yeah. Hard to believe it was an era. It was another one of those you had to be there moments. You could show an image to a Zoomer and they wouldn't understand, you know? It's kind of like with me with, I guess, cassette tapes. I know what they are, yes. I grew up with VHS though, but cassette tapes weren't very common for me, but my parents had a bunch of them. And records too, but I mean, records have come back. So records are both old and new. That is a media that has come back. I had that a bit when I was a kid. Yeah. I grew up on DVDs. See? You grew up on DVDs. I grew up on VHS tapes. And then DVDs, and then Blu-ray. So we had what was called a VCR that played VHS tapes. And then of course you would get, when I remember first hearing about DVD players when they first became a thing. And it was hard to part with the VHS tapes at the time, since it was an upgrade. And it's not like it was backwards compatible or anything. DVDs were just supposed to be better since they were CDs. And I guess cost effective? So they were easier to replace maybe? And the quality looked better as well. You didn't have to worry about the film like messing up, I guess. Granted, you can still scratch a CD and it can still skip. But that was the thing. And then Blu-ray, I guess, became a beefier DVD, I guess? And we haven't had anything upgrade past Blu-ray, right? Other than that, you just basically have the files on you and don't worry about CD scratching. My sisters would rent horror movies for us to watch every weekend. Okay, so it's kind of like, like a movie gallery sort of thing. Movie gallery, Blockbuster, video warehouse situation. Man, how times changed. Just little by little. In the blink of an eye, well, it feels like a blink of an eye when you reminisce about it, right? Crazy. Now look at now. We're now in the age of VTubing. Where everything is legitimately digital. 1400. I'll do one more. Yeah, I don't think I should have been watching the horror movies within the... Oh yeah, because you were... I would assume you were the youngest, maybe? Or just too young in general at the time? My other computer is taking off like an airplane right now. I guess that's just what happens with all-in-one computers. Yeah. I was hoping I'd hit 2,000 this go around. I almost did though. I was like 8 watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh no! That couldn't be me. No, I didn't really... I do remember an older sibling of mine actually doing something like that. I did not like watching horror movies. I wouldn't say I was a fraidy cat or fraidy doggo or anything like that, but I would definitely say that I didn't enjoy it very much. I couldn't really get into it either. I didn't understand it. Is there actually a thrill in horror? I don't know. Is it the equivalent to riding a roller coaster at an amusement park? I'm actually curious. Because I don't know. I'm too afraid to do roller coasters, so, you know. That's a good question. I also don't know. Right. Interesting. I think now horror is good for content creators because people do like to watch others get scared, or at least they like to watch the reaction of them. I guess it's all in good fun though, except for someone who actually legitimately gets scared and then ends up getting PTSD, I guess. I had nothing in my brain, so I was just watching scene. Exactly, right. And then later, after you watch it, you end up having nightmares about it or something, right? Or you just don't trust shadows anymore. Or you can't sleep with, like, the light off. It's very jumpy, so jump scares really get to me. Okay, yeah. I should attempt. Maybe next year I should attempt. Ooh. Maybe I should attempt a, some type of horror game without being spoiled or anything like that. See if anything would actually happen. I don't want to fake anything, but I also have never done it, so I'm not sure. I just know that, you know, some are popular, so it's pretty obvious that I may have been spoiled by some, so I don't know. Let's go. Time to drop my phone while watching. What? No. Am I that interesting? It's probably more interesting talking about how we've turned to dust. Talking about the new age, old age. I think everything, like I said, everything old becomes new again. There are plenty of people who will grab old systems and dust them off and see what they can do with them, turn them into something else, make them function again, and do whatever they can. Kind of like when you see some of the videos on YouTube and whatnot of people basically remaking the Game Boy Advances or Nintendo DS into one with better brightness, I guess. Or trying to reinvent the And DS Lite. That's the DS Lite and the DS original were the only two to be able to be backwards compatible, be able to use the Game Boy Advance games, Game Boy Advance slot. I do feel a bit old. Like, what is TikTok? TikTok is the new age of Vine, you see. Remember Vine? The 7-second video thing? That's basically what TikTok is. And even though you would think it's mostly for Zoomers, it turns out that just about anybody watches it too. It almost replaces Facebook in a way. Remember MySpace? That should definitely make you feel old, right? MySpace, maybe Classmates. I don't know about Classmates. I remember Classmates, but I never used a Classmates page. But I never used MySpace either, but I remember it. That's true. Both my niece and my mom uses TikTok. Right! My owner's uncle uses TikTok, and then some of my owner's friends also use TikTok or watch TikTok. So it's definitely for all ages. It's very interesting to watch or to go about it. But just about everything now, just about any type of social media now has video upload type. Even YouTube has shorts, of course. So it's basically like TikTok. I used Facebook when I was like 15. Same with Twitter. Okay. So that means you basically stopped using that at the time then. That's fair though. Like you said, you don't really use social media. But hopefully you do talk to a lot of friends and stuff. Or, you know, keep in touch with your friends that you do have and whatnot. In some sort of way. Because I don't know too many people who actually pick up the phone to call people anymore, unless you're using Discord, I guess. Which does technically count. Because it's still a phone call, but you're using Discord, right? Almost like Skype back in the day, I guess. Because Discord is basically where it's at these days. I use Discord to talk to friends. Okay. Good. I don't think there's gonna be anything that replaces Discord for a while now. Discord's really good. Yeah, like Skype, I used it so much. I did a little bit, yeah. I used to make a good few calls back in the day. Do some of the instant messaging. It was definitely a different time. It felt more like the MSN Messenger days a little bit. Oh no. One more. Just one more. One single solitary more. Moichiro. Moichiro kudasai. But I like how this turned into pixels and then the aging of everything. From pixels to 3D to computer compatibility to aging of everything. It's an interesting rabbit hole we've gone through. I used MSN for like a year. I used MSN for like a long time until I heard about Skype during the end of its lifetime. Okay, that makes sense. I didn't use AOL though, but I know that was a thing. That was a thing in the in America. So yeah, I'm from America, but it was called America Online, and that was a way that they did. It was like before MSN basically. So you know, that was a thing. Even though you could have just picked up the phone, I guess. But that was them trying to attempt online. I saw some old screenshots of MSN and it hit me like a brick. I should take a look as well. That's probably gonna make me shrivel just a little bit because I kind of forgotten what it looked like. Despite using it a lot back in the day. So that's scary. But hey, it's nice to be able to look back on that sort of thing and see how things have upgraded for the better. Or at least I hope so. It's just so nice to be able to communicate with people from across the world anywhere, you know? And it not be like, oh, you have to make a charge of 90+ cents or whatever to contact someone a few regions away or so. You can just talk to somebody on Discord. And it's fun. Nothing too extra, it's just, yeah, that's the way we communicate now. For better or for worse, but mostly for better. I like to think it's really good. So that's that. Strawberry, persimmon. Persimmon, decopon, strawberry. Get the matches. I do miss it a bit. The Grassy Hills Windows theme and the MSN aesthetic. Ah, yes, the Windows XP. Grassy Hill. Very iconic. One iconic thing for me as well is the with the older one. I think it was 98. There was like a cheetah. Like a cheetah or jaguar, I believe. Cheetah or jaguar background screen. There's something to it, I guess. Just nostalgia. It's definitely nostalgia. 100%, yes. But I remember each like screen type or theme. Each theme had its own like colors and sounds and whatnot. I guess in a way, it's become more basic now and less of that. But that was a thing for a while. You can always look for stuff like that nowadays too. I guess it's kind of close to wallpaper engine type of things. But I remember the cursor would be different with the theme, and then it would come with different sounds relevant to the theme. And then sometimes a screensaver with that same theme. Screensavers were very big as well. I used to like that a lot. Man, have times changed. But it's really nice. It almost makes me want to put a screensaver on my computer, but I'm not going to. I have a lot of things I need to get rid of anyway, clean up. I had a PS1 at the time. It was a good console. I never had a PlayStation 1, but I did have a PlayStation 2. I had the slim one, the top open, so it wasn't a drive. Had a few games on it, but I mostly play Nintendo games these days. I used to invest in all of the systems, so I had PlayStation 2, Xbox 360, Nintendo Wii, and then after that, I just mainly invested in the Nintendos. Oh, you had the slim PS2 as well? Nice, nice. I'd say it was definitely cheaper though than the non-slim, obviously. But it worked, you know. The only thing I didn't really like about PlayStation games at the time, I don't know if it's improved, was the loading times. The loading times felt like they took forever, and it was hard for me to get used to. So I didn't play my PlayStation 2 very much, sadly. I played my Xbox 360 a little bit though, but I only had like a few games, and they weren't even like Xbox exclusive or anything. Well, maybe some, but they weren't like the golden games like Halo or anything. It was mainly, I guess it was like fighting games and maybe an RPG or two that weren't on Nintendo. So that's probably one of the reasons why I ended up getting that. But, you know, what can you do? That was my interest at the time, I think. Okay. That's a nice one. Oh! Clearing up some space. Good, good, good. It's not over yet. Not yet. Okay. Grapes. Pickle pond. Cherry. Pickle pond. Pickle pond. Whoa! Oh, very nice, very nice, very nice. Okay. I have a better chance. It's sad that I have 2 pineapple at the bottom though. Nice. Yeah. This game, I think this game will always be fun for me. It kinda has to be at this point. Just like how Tetris will forever be fun to many people as well. People never stop loving Tetris if they love Tetris, right? You could say this is citrus. It kind of works in a way. Ah! Okay. Oh! Maybe I won't hit the 2000 after all. Maybe. I'm so close, unless that cherry kills me. Ah! There we go! 2008. An interesting year. Maybe. Actually made it to 2000 on the last try. Ah, the merges though, come on. Oh. Oh. Okay. Ah. Glad I made it to 2000 though. 21, 22, 23. Oh! Hey! We hit the watermelon too! It really isn't over yet. Well, I eventually got into FPS computer games when I was a teenager. I haven't played too much console games since. Watermelon! Right? Yeah, actually that's interesting because I'm not very good at FPS. And it's funny that you mentioned that you got into FPS computer games. Because Watermelon Collie. Watermelon Collie. I see what you did there. That's funny. It's funny. I was gonna say, it seems that that PC has revolutionized FPS games. Despite them starting on console, I think. I guess because you can move so much faster with the mouse, right? Well, at least your turn radius, right? Your turn radius is faster with a mouse. And I guess WASD controls moving around, maybe. So it's very interesting when people say that it's harder to use a controller. Even if you're using twin stick, right? But I guess it's because your DPI isn't fast enough for your second stick, maybe? Otherwise, I would think that the controller would be better, but I guess not. Because of that mouse DPI. Yeah, the mouse and keyboard gives you a bit more accuracy. Okay. I got you. Okay. It may be a little different for me because I'm left-pawed, but that's interesting to think about. And funnily enough, I've never used a left-handed mouse. Also, people have an easier time modding, which adds more variety. That's true too. If you have PC, it's a lot easier to mod games. 100%. If anything, I think a lot of developers actually somewhat make it where it's easier to mod them anyway, because that's just something that people do. Whether it be mostly skin stuff or mechanic stuff, it seems like that is the thing. And I don't think there's anything too much wrong with that. I always thought that when you do use mods, or at least if it's skins, that you're the only one to see them most of the time though. Oh, hello, Axel. Welcome. Oha Melon. How are you? I guess it's not Oha anymore, is it? Con Melon. It's 11 for me. So, well, it's still Oha. It's still Oha. It's not Ohayo gozaimasu, but it is Ohayo. So. I do prefer the controller for everything else other than FPS games. So, oh, okay. Okay. Because for me, a lot of times when playing some of the older games, I tend to use the D-pad more than the control stick. Which is funny because a lot of those games were in arcades, and arcades use the arcade stick, which is closer to the control stick, right? Street Fighter and whatnot. Yet for some reason, I tend to use the D-pad instead. So while people are usually doing like a Z motion, I'm basically thinking down, back, down, forward. Like it's a half circle, you know, and whatnot. So it's very interesting. The perspective. 26 though! That's a good one! I'm happy with this. It's not 28, but I'm happy with this. I'm very happy with this. But wow. I consider today to be successful. We actually reached a watermelon today. I reached past 2,000. And I got close to 27. I can't complain about this. I'm glad I tried that last try. It was kind of luck, to be completely honest, but I'm happy about it. But, I mean, that's gonna be it for me with Sweeka game today. I will return with it next week as well. Hopefully it's this good as well, if not better. I hope. But, yeah. So, 見てくれてありがとう。来てくれてありがとう。Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Glad to see you guys today. Yeah, maybe 3,000 next week. I really hope so. We got kinda close this go around. I just don't know how I'm gonna do it. I only got a watermelon once this go around. But, we'll see what happens next time as well. Yeah, see you. Mata ne. I am meloncollieflaur, and I do indeed hope to see you guys next time. Bye bye. Otsumeron.